Wow, look at
Surprise.
you,
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
dad.
Yeah, it's sick.
Okay.
It's sick. I
o-
like it.
Okay. I think we are live. So maybe we were live the first time around, but
A little recording button.
anyways,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we're good. Okay. So anyways, let's just get started. Aloha everyone. This is Coach Darren. I'm here with Kaylee, and our special guest today is Eli Mac. Everybody, put your hands together for Eli Mac. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes,
Yee.
thank you for having me.
yeah. Hey, hey, Ellie. Before we get started, yeah, just kind of like tell us a little bit about yourself, and what's poppin', what's new.
Yeah, my name is Eli Mac. I'm from Haiku, Maui. I was originally born in the Philippines. I moved to Hawaii. I was about 2 years old, and I do music. I'm a singer songwriter, and that's my life, music.
That's your life,
All right.
yeah.
So she's
Yep.
very subtle, you guys, but just to let everyone know, she is probably one of the top superstars here in Hawaii. She's been
Oh, thank
awarded.
you,
She got 3 awards: music video, collaboration, and best female artist. So,
thank
as
you.
as uh
Phenomenal.
as cool as she is, she's very downplaying everything, you guys. So this this
You know,
sis right
Hawaii
here,
style.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's right. This
Yep,
sis right
yep.
here is dominating the airwaves. And if you guys haven't heard from her, just research her, man. And she's doing awesome things.
Thank
And
you.
let's get right into it. So, Ellie,
yeah,
so let's talk about a little bit. You know, you mentioned you're from Haiku, right?
Yep,
I think a lot of times as entrepreneurs and people in music, or just anyone that strives to where they are, to where they want to be at, it all starts at a young age.
for
So
sure.
can you tell us a little bit about like your upbringing? You said you were in Philippines.
Yep.
You went to Maui, and since you were 2 years old, yeah, tell me a little bit about that. Siblings, mom, dad, and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was born in the
yeah.
Philippines. My dad joined the U.S. Navy. That's how we got to America.
Mm,
And my dad was stationed. He was lucky to be stationed in Pearl Harbor for 15 years. So that's how I
wow.
was able to be raised in Hawaii. We didn't have to move around too much, thank God. And so I actually moved to Hawaii when I was 2 years old. We lived in Oahu for until I was 12, and then I moved to Maui with my mom and my sisters. When I was 12. I always say I'm from Maui, but I just from Hawaii. I kind of like from both. But
Mhm.
There you go.
yeah, from like I just But um, music was just it wasn't like a huge part of my life. I didn't grow up like in music lessons or which now my mom wishes that I did. And she's like, oh, I wish I would have put you in stuff, and it was just a kind of something we did at home. My mom
Mm,
sings, all my sisters sing, so I just thought it was a normal thing that everybody sings, and like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, yeah, it was just like it was just a fun thing we did. I grew up listening to hip hop, R&B. That was the '90s golden era of music to me.
yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And
Yep.
when I moved to Maui is when I started listening to Roots,
Mhm.
Peter Tosh, Midnight, all kinds of reggae. And it wasn't until I was 16 is when I first recorded my first song that I wrote. And after I played it back, I was like, dude, I want to do this. I want to do this. And I had a plan. I was going to go to LA and wait tables and shop my demo. And I really was like really steadfast on that. And I told my mom, hey, I got something to tell you. And she was like, okay, what? And I was like, I want to be a singer. And I was 16 years old, and she was like, really? And I was like, yeah, is that
Yeah, yeah.
okay? She was like, yeah, let's go for it.
All,
There you
And
all
go.
good.
my mom actually got me my first gig when I was 16, 17. There was somebody asked my mom's restaurant to sponsor an event, and she said, yeah, I'll sponsor it if you let my daughter open. And
Yeah.
Ah,
it was my first gig, and I forgot my lyrics. I was terrified, but I just wanted to do it so bad. I love
yeah.
music so much, and a year after that, American Idol came to
That's
Hawaii in
right.
2004 when I was 18. And, everybody was like, you should audition. And I was like, nah, man, nah, that's not my style or whatever. And everybody was like, you're dumb if you don't, and my
Yeah.
cousin was the one that made me do it. She told me, you know what? They're going to pick somebody from Hawaii because they're not coming here for no reason. And you're going to watch back
Right.
the show and you're going to wish that you auditioned. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got this, like, I don't know what it was. It was a wave of like jealousy or like, or just curiosity or something that came over me. And I said, you know what? I'm going to at least try because I'd rather live with knowing that I tried
It's
than
right.
live with,
Right.
oh, I should have tried, I
God.
Yeah.
wonder what
Yeah.
would have happened,
Dude,
and
that
I,
is
Yeah.
fire, guys. That's
Yeah.
fire right there.
it was this moment for me at 18, and I was like, nah, man, nah, I'm not gonna watch back the TV and be like, oh yeah, I should have tried, like.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
flew over from Maui and um, I had my red, yellow, green wristband, which was my
That's
kind
what
of,
I remember. I was gonna bring that
Yeah.
up. I
yeah,
remember
Yeah.
that in there. I'm like, bro, how's this chick representing from Hawaii?
right.
It's so sick. Yeah,
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 I
yeah.
just wanted to go on that show and represent where I was from and just like, it was a pop competition, but I wanted people to know that I was about other things. I like hip
Right.
hop, I like reggae, I like R&B, and so I went to Aloha Stadium and everybody had mattresses, sleeping bags, and like air
Yeah.
mattresses and tents. And I just had my wristband, like, oh, I was from Maui, like, oh my gosh, like this is so scary. And I auditioned, and the rest was history. After that, I made the top 10, and then I moved to LA, and I went from label to label, and I did LA for about 8 years, and then I moved back home to Hawaii in 2011, and then I met up with the Green, and that's when we did Dubstop, and we changed my
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
name, to Eli Mac, kind of this reinvention, and
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, man, it's just been such an awesome journey. That's my entire journey in a nutshell.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's a great one. Yeah. And everybody. Yeah. We can all learn from this. It's about pursuing your passion and giving it a try. So that's the main thing. Giving it a try, or else you're gonna always question. What if? So I think that's the important message that Ellie brings right now. Um, so thank you for that very much. Hey, I do have a question. Um, when do you think American Idol is gonna come back to Hawaii? Never?
I don't know. They should, because there
Yeah.
was a lot of
Yeah.
publicity that year, with me and
Yeah.
Jasmine, and it
Yeah,
was it
dude.
was it was a fun season. I'm may go out on a limb and say it was the best season, but I
No,
may
Yeah.
be
yeah,
biased.
yeah, yeah.
I may be biased, but
Yeah,
no, I think there's a lot of hidden talent in Hawaii,
Yeah.
particularly,
for sure.
I mean, I'm talking sports,
Yep.
music, dancing. I mean, there's so much talent in Hawaii, and whatever I can do to represent that, I will,
Yeah.
and to bring that attention to people outside, in the rest of the world, and like what you guys are doing, so they need to
Hmm.
come back. They need to come back.
Yeah.
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 Definitely.
I got a question for you, Ellie. So you said so growing up with your siblings and stuff, were you like maybe a little competitive with them, whether it's with singing or whether it's just playing together and doing that kind of stuff? Would you say you're pretty competitive?
That's a good question. I don't remember really being competitive with my siblings, with like
Mhm.
um with like the boys in the schoolyard. I was like, oh, I can play basketball better, like with other people it was. But with my
Okay.
family, it really wasn't like that. My sister, she
Okay.
sings too. My sister Tuesday Velasco, and we
Hmm.
sang together all the time.
Mm.
Everywhere was like, take your sister, take your sister. I had to take my sister with me everywhere, and she was just my partner, and
Yeah.
singing was like something we did together. We would lock ourselves in the bathroom because the acoustics were better, and we would just do harmony together. And
Nice.
it was like it was a really team effort growing up for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good.
Awesome. It leads
Nice.
me to another question because what we found with people like with success, usually it's there's like a turning point, yeah, whether it's
Right.
competition or not. But
Yeah.
what was it in your head when you're like, bruh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be a singer. I'm gonna do what it takes. What in your head like flipped the switch where it's like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. You have the courage to tell your mom, like, Ma, like that's a hard part. That's a hard part,
Yeah.
telling somebody you love too. And I think a lot of times when, people do have the courage to do that, it might be something different. Mom
Right.
guys might not be supported and stuff. But what was your turning point when you're like, bruh, this is it. I'm all in. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, that's a great question. For me, American Idol was a complete dream come true. It was the time of my life,
Mm.
but it wasn't until, I was only 18 at the time, so I felt like
Right.
my life experiences weren't really, they weren't there yet. And for me,
Mm,
it was after Idol, because I feel like I got lucky. Like, after Idol, I was in LA and I was there for my 20s, and it was just kind of riding the Idol wave, you know what I mean? And it
right.
just kind of
Right.
started going down, and
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't until 2011 I had to move back to Hawaii because I didn't have any money, and
Mm,
I got a job at Chili's. I got a job at the Shack Mililani, and I was waiting
wow.
tables. I was waiting tables like, hey, aloha everyone. My name is Camille. Welcome to Chili's. I'm gonna be a server today. If you guys need anything, you guys let me know. You guys need any appetizers, any drinks? And people would be like, oh my God, what's your name? I'd be like, hi, Camille. And they'd be like, oh my God, what's your last name? I'd be like, Velasco. They'd be like, oh my God, that's the girl from American Idol. And they would look at me like, gosh, I'll have a fruit punch. Like, and I'd be,
Yeah.
I had to hold it down, I didn't have any money,
Yeah.
like I said.
Right.
And it just made me that life experience and that character building and that humbleness, that I had to go through, and I had no other choice,
Wow.
it
Mm.
it really it lit a fire under my butt, and I had
Yeah.
to it made me want it even more, and more than even
Mm.
Idol, more than it
Yeah.
was because it was
Mm.
on my own, and it was real
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
It was like real life stuff, and I was taking the bus with my mic stand, going to gigs, with my high heels and my backpack, and then I would roll up to Wahoo's Fish Tacos and change, and and it was a really humbling experience. And at the time I was, I think, 27, and
Mm.
to me that was a real life experience there, and
Yeah.
after that I just started booking more stuff. I started booking studio sessions. I started booking photo shoots. I started contacting people. I wasn't just relying on this wave that I had, this lucky wave that I had from American Idol. And it 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 really motivated me, in a good way. So it had some
Yeah.
dark
Wow.
times, but for the most part, it man, it made me want it even more. Yeah.
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 I
Life
love
experience, I would say.
that. Yeah, that's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's I had a little bit of chicken skin there,
Oh, thank
um
you.
because it's I mean, we all go through those struggles, and
Yeah.
we always question ourselves, but
Yeah.
the main thing is,
Yeah.
just pushing through, yeah, pushing
Yeah.
through, and you will get there eventually. So
Yeah, I feel like
um
if you're questioning it, I feel like you're just telling yourself that you do want this, And I got my 2 albums here. All my albums, they got the Shaq Mililani and Chili's on all my albums, and I'll put them on all my albums. There's this
Yeah.
all my music videos are all my girlfriends from the Shack.
yeah,
Yeah, I like to
Wow.
incorporate all my people. So it's just
That's fire.
it's where I came from. So yeah,
That's yeah.
yeah,
It's
that's
not always the butterflies and rainbows, man. Sometimes you gotta
no,
go through those dips, and I'm sure a lot
yeah,
of people didn't even know that. Ellie, so good. Thank you for
yeah.
sharing that, because like,
yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
like
Thank
for
a
sharing
lot
the
of people
story.
always talk about the triumphs and all that, but like, man, usually there is a little story in this, and
yeah,
wow,
Yeah,
thank you for
absolutely.
sharing that.
yeah.
Thank you guys.
Hey, so Ellie, you know, if you had to do it again, like everything, like what would you have done different, or maybe, what would today, like, what would you tell your 13-year-old self? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, like take us a little like back and like, how
Right.
would you do it differently, or what would you tell yourself like when you were 13?
Yeah. I would tell myself to have more confidence. I would tell myself that you only get one chance, you know, that life is short. For me, if there is one thing that I could have done better, I think it would just be to educate myself more, you know, um,
Yeah,
to learn more about the music industry, to learn more about royalties and publishing and about record labels and artist management, learn more about touring, learn more about YouTube. I feel like whatever business you're in, if you're a doctor, you're going to go to school, you're going to learn, right? So I
right,
feel like if
right.
you want to get in this music industry, educate yourself, learn as much as you can about it. That's what I would have told my 13-year-old, 18-year-old self for sure. I had to learn just by
Awesome.
going through it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's great advice, for everybody out there. So, everybody, just get out there, learn what's necessary in whatever field you're going through, and take action. I mean, you got to
Absolutely.
take action to get there. So thank you.
Same thing.
Appreciate you giving that advice. Kaylee, anything
Yeah,
else you want to
yeah,
ask?
I have a question. So you talk about educating yourself and like, whether it's music, YouTube, or whatever you're doing or whatever industry. Did you have someone that maybe guide you, or a mentor, or somebody that just kind of
Mm.
assisted you with moving forward in doing that?
You know, uh, I didn't. My mom and my dad,
Wow.
they were immigrants from the Philippines, and
Right.
to come here and to like, you're gonna be a singer? Like, oh, okay. You're not gonna be a doctor or a nurse like your cousins? Like, like, no, not me. I'm sorry. But what really made me learn was going through it. I had to get ripped off a couple times.
Mm,
I
mhm.
had
Wow.
to I had to go with my gut many times. I had to
Yeah,
I had to look in the mirror and look at myself dead in the eye. There was just those moments where,
Wow.
it was just literally hands-on experience that taught me the game,
mhm.
and
Yeah,
there if there is anyone along the way that did help me, my boy JP from the Green, man, he really taught me a
Mm.
lot, when we did Dubstop, and he taught me
yeah,
about publishing and royalties, and I'm a songwriter, so being a songwriter is important to get your royalties and stuff like that. And if you don't know about it, it's easy to get ripped off, and the music
Wow.
industry is just like, man, it's cutthroat, so
Mm.
you just really got to just muster that strength up, and it's up to you, if you want to look back and be like, oh, I wish I went for it, or if you're gonna look back and be like, man, that was a cool ride,
Yeah.
And so I
yeah.
would rather have the latter. Yeah. So um, for me, it was just hands-on experience and just forcing myself to go through it, even when the times were bad. The good
Yeah.
times don't last, and the bad times don't last either. So just keep going.
Just keep
Would you
going.
say would
Yeah.
you would you say you have a strong team behind you now then to help you out a little bit more than
Definitely.
before?
Yeah, definitely. I actually just switched management over to Island Empire, Common Kings,
Yeah.
record label, and they've been helping me out so much through this pandemic,
Hmm.
through
Right.
just at a personal level as well. And I feel like it's really important to have people who care about you, not just business
Yeah.
wise, but on a personal level, because it gets tricky. It gets tricky, and we get in our head,
Yeah.
and we get insecure, we get discouraged, and it's good to have people who are real and like family members, friends that can tell you, no, dude, that you're messing up. You got to step it up. And I think that's important to have.
Wow. That's good.
Yeah,
That's good. Yeah, yeah.
Very
Having that
good.
core people with you. That's awesome.
for sure.
Okay, so Ellie, tell us about your new album that you're working on right now. Yeah, kind of give
Yeah,
us a little hint of maybe what we can expect, and the audience out there, let them know a little bit about it.
Sure. I'm working on my third album. Uh, this is it's actually going to be called Roots Girl, which is my last single, which is the one I'm
Mm-hmm.
nominated for this year, the 3 awards, and it's going to be my first full length. So I'm stoked about that. You know, I've always wanted to put out a full length record. My first 2 albums were EPs, 5 songs each, and this record's going to be a little more, you know, a little more personal, you know, a little more mature, you know, and
Yeah.
I'm producing it here with my other half is producing it. We're doing it here in my house, and I'm excited, you know, to involve my other half and to involve, you know, some of my friends in my project, and I'm excited for this full length. It's been 3 years since my last album, so I'm ready to keep going.
When is it
Yeah.
dropping? When is it dropping? When
We're
is it
scheduled
dropping?
to drop around 2021. So
2021. Let's do it.
yep,
Yeah.
let's go
I know.
2021.
I'm getting like excited. Like, oh, like I want to hear it already. You know. So gotta wait till next year. So
Yeah, let's do it.
Yep,
It's
yep.
gonna be awesome.
So
yeah.
come.
And
Yes.
then Ellie, what are the 3 awards that you're up for?
Yes, I'm up
With
for
the
the Island
with
Music Awards this year for my song Roots Girl, Best Video, Best Collaboration, and Female Artist of the Year. And my song Roots Girl was with my girl Paula Fuga and Natalie
yeah
Wise. So I'm really excited about that song, it's particularly that song because, you know, it's just for all the girls out there, you know,
yeah
and for all the guys who love us Roots girls too, you know. I
Yeah,
mean,
the
you know,
yeah.
we need support as women, and you know, that song is for them. You know, it's not a song for me, it's for all my ladies out there. So
yeah
I'm excited for it. I'm crossing my fingers.
yeah. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that jam. I love the beat. You know, I love what it's all about. How do people like how do they vote if you know if they want to vote?
Yeah.
Is it by media or
uh,
is it fans that vote?
Anybody can vote. You go online.
Okay.
I think it's islandmusicawards.com or something like that. It's the IMAs, the Island Music Awards. I think it's hosted by Island 98.5. And
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you could just go online and vote.
And vote. All right. So you guys heard it. You know, let's all support Ellie and give her our support. Kili, anything else you want to
Yeah,
ask?
no. Yeah, no. I think we're good. Ellie, just want to thank you for the time taking here. I know
Thank
time
you
is very
so
valuable.
much.
You can't get it back, but I'm sure with the things you dropped here, you're gonna be able to help some people out there, whether it's entrepreneurship, whether it's being a doctor, whether it's singing, whether it's, you know, sports, surfing. So like, man, these are some really good insights, guys. You're hearing it from someone who's, you know, at a young age, American Idol, fell back a little bit, and now she's on top of the world, guys. And I'm sure, you know, this isn't going to be your last album, is it, Ellie? No way, huh?
No, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going.
No
I'm
That's
gonna do my
right.
way.
best.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Actually, you know
myself.
what? Just one more question. What drives you, Ellie? What drives you? What is the driving force behind your music, behind
Yeah.
you?
Ooh,
Yeah.
it's so
Sorry, a
good.
little bit on the spot. Little on the
No,
spot.
no, that's good. You know, since I was little, my boombox was like my favorite thing. So when my mom used to ground me, she used to take my first thing she'd do is take my boombox away. And it's
Oh
just
Mm,
something
man.
that music, yeah, right? It wasn't the TV, it was the
mm.
Yeah.
boombox. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was like, I don't know, man, from since I was little, like when I hear the music, it made me feel something inside from a young age. And when I hit that stage, it's just like it takes me to another world, you know, and
Yeah.
I feel like that it's my responsibility, you know, to use my voice and my message and represent where I'm from. You know, I'm proud to be from Hawaii, and I want the world
Yeah.
about us, you know, and what we represent, and what we're all about, you know, which is the Aloha spirit, and
Mm-hmm.
just being humble, and we're about family, and I feel like music was my calling, you know, to the
Yeah.
world, to just to represent where I'm from, and myself, you know, and it makes me feel so good. So I guess that's just what drives me, you know, when I sing,
Awesome.
it just it feels right. So
Yeah,
yeah.
Perfect.
yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
Um,
I think you know, just having a conversation with you. I mean, for myself and Kili, I mean, we feel you. We feel we feel closer to you. I mean, I think
sure.
that's the vibe you give off. Is like, you're approachable, and I think just continue doing that, and I think sky's the limit for you. Um,
Thank
we
you
would
guys.
we would love we would love to see you get into that zone. You're
Yeah.
talking about music, and yeah, we would love to hear something if you're up for it.
Okay, yeah, I would love to. I'm right here by my piano,
Yeah,
my
Let's do it.
upright.
Let's do it.
yeah,
So
yeah. Get into that zone. We wanna feel it. Yeah.
yeah, so I'll do Roots Girl. This song is actually one of the songs I didn't write. It was written from my good friend. He wrote it for his wife, who's my best friend, and so they asked
Wow.
us if we could record the song, and it was such a beautiful song, and so I just like to pay tribute to them. But this song is called Roots Girl. It's featuring Natalie Rise and Paula Fuga. Okay,
Hey.
I'm gonna do it right now. All right, check it out, Roots Girl. You give me love and inspire. You free my soul, Lord. Give me peace of mind, help me relax on one in these struggling times. I said you are the one.
Yeah.
You are the one. Let me take this time to thank the Lord on high for blessing I and I with such a fruitful life. Cause you know that I'm a roots girl, roots girl. They said you know that I'm a roots girl, roots girl. They know that I'm a Maui roots girl, a roots girl, roots girl. Lord, know that I'm an island roots girl, a roots girl, oh, roots girl. Yeah, yeah. You give me love and it's siren. You free my soul. Keep my wise and strong, keep my roots on the ground. You don't let me through the cloud. When I was down, you come around for my shit down. I'm a roots girl, roots girl. No, you know that I'm a roots girl, roots girl. You know that I'm a Maui roots girl, roots girl, roots girl. No, I'm an island roots girl, a roots girl, a roots girl. Yeah, yeah. Come on, what are you feeling this vibration? Ready to come and steady with that sweet sensation. Calling out to each and every single nation. Let this one ring out to every speaker, every station. Don't that shouting through this journey is not easy. And when the roots music dip ain't not reach below. Wanna let this love in your heart. The roots is a foundation that can tear us apart. And your fire blazing through the night, yeah. And your eyes gaze into mine. We divine. Why, oh, yes, love. Why, oh, say, know that I'm a roots girl, roots girl. You know that I'm an island roots girl, a roots girl, roots girl. Know that I'm a Maui roots girl, A roots girl, yes. You know that I'm a roots girl, a roots girl, a roots girl.
Yeah. Wow,
Right on,
dude.
you guys.
That's
I
so
know, I know.
awesome, Ellie. I didn't think you were gonna do that much, but that's fire, dude. I couldn't interrupt you. I
Thank
was like,
you.
crap,
Sorry.
keep going.
Yeah.
No, that's cool, dude. Right on.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, man. That's
I
awesome.
had to
Yeah.
big up Paula Fuga and Natalie Rise.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for having me on your
What?
show, and thank you for giving love to all of us in Hawaii out there just trying to make it. And we need you
Yeah,
guys, and thank you for supporting us.
right on. Right on.
Awesome. Hey, and that was a treat. Anyways, Ellie, before we go, why don't you let everyone know, where they can find you and yeah.
Yeah, you could check out my music on all digital platforms. YouTube, if you don't want to download it, YouTube for free, Spotify, iTunes, everything. You can catch me on my Instagram, which is where I respond the most, at Eli_Mac, Eli_MAC, or on my Facebook, The Real Eli Mac. And Roots Girl
Yeah,
album coming out 2021. And vote for me, Island Music Awards.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, guys. Right on. Thank you guys, everyone, for tuning in. Ellie, thank you for being here. It's such a pleasure, man. I know that this is gonna touch someone and it's gonna help them get to where they want to
I
be
hope
at. But nonetheless, we'll get out of here, and I'm sure you got a lot of recording to go to here. So,
so.
guys,
Okay.
thank you everyone else for tuning in, guys. Hawaii entrepreneurs, Eli Mac
Thank you.
here,
Love you
the
guys.
place where
Thank
we
you so
connect,
much.
the place where we connect, collaborate, and create. Thank you, everyone. Aloha.
Take it easy.